pie. I'm a sweet guy. Oh Lord, let me squeeze by. I can see that you tweak tie. So critique these nuts. Yeah, you can get split.
What's going on, everybody? Hot Chips here, Low TB. Just giving my overall general impressions and feel of the Black Ops 6 closed beta. As always, never scripted, always from the head and the heart. And I am going to keep it a buck with you and give you my 100% honest feedback here. So, quite a bit to touch on here. I'm going to tell you right now, it's more bad than good. And it's unfortunate, because I was really hopeful, and I think a lot of people were generally excited. And, from what I've seen, there are a lot of people out here that share some of my frustrations, and maybe, and maybe some people that just absolutely love it. Who knows? Right now, if you want to just keep this video short and not listen to me go on about it, I am not one of the people that are in love with this. This has not been a honeymoon phase. There are some things that are good, and I'm going to touch on those. And there's just some stuff that's really bad, man. So we'll start with the good, because why not? So let's start with the elephant in the room here, the Omni movement system. So, what do I think of Omni movement? I think it's good. I think it's one of those things that's probably better on paper and not as good in practice, better in theory, if you will, but I think it is a right step, or a good step in the right direction for a game like this. I mean, the more movement we can have, it's the way it should be. You should never be stuck because you're prone. The fact that now when you're on the ground, you can rotate not only yourself but the camera as well. That's a huge W. I got to tell you though, outside of that, I don't really know if I'm sold on it completely yet, but I do still feel like the franchise needs it. So whether I am in love with it or not at this point, I still feel like it is a step in the right direction. So I don't want you to mistake what I'm saying here or take it out of context. I do feel like it was needed, and I am glad that they've done something as far as movement. With that being said, it just, I know we can't say the R words these days, so I'm just going to start with the E. It looks retarded, okay? Especially when you're seeing other people do it, right? Like, it's just weird. It's very floaty. It's, like people, you'll see somebody like dolphin dive and then turn sideways in midair and then like get caught on a rail, but then somehow make it over the rail, like almost as if the animation's glitching and putting them over the wall that they're trying to fly over or whatever. I don't know. I think it feels better than it actually looks, because it looks pretty. Guys, I don't know. I don't know, but again, I think the biggest improvement with it on my end is, not the fact that you can sprint, left, right, forward, back. It's actually when you're prone, all the loose movement you now have when you're prone, I think is a huge W. And it takes a little getting used to. And to be honest with you, I'm maybe 15 games of multiplayer in, and I'm still having to make myself remember that I can now sprint in any direction and not just forward. So, and slide for that matter, and dive for that matter. So it is a learning curve, and I do support that in this game, because it has been a long time since there has been one. So yeah, it's guys. I think Omni movement, all in all, in my opinion, at least at this stage of the game, it kind of works and it kind of doesn't. That's where I'm at with it. I don't love it, but I don't hate it either. And I don't want to just continuously go on and ramble here. You're gonna have a 40-minute video to watch. So That's where I'm at with the Omni movement. Needs improvement. I'm at a point where even though I'm not in love with some of it, I do still think the game is better off because of it. So that's where I'm going to leave it. Even though I don't think it's perfect, it has my vote. Now, the second good point I've got here, the guns, they feel good, man. You know, the bullets, the guns themselves, they feel punchy. The hit markers feel punchy. They you feel a bit heavier, just like it was in Cold War, which I'm a fan of. You know, I enjoyed playing with the MP5 or the C9, I think is what they call it in this iteration of Call of Duty. I enjoyed the LMGs. I enjoyed the sniper I played a little bit with. I mean, I think the guns overall and the gun feel is very good. Now, the aiming is I don't know what's going on there. Like the animations look smooth, but something's off about your aiming with the guns, man. Like something is like it's almost like there's something there that's like fighting you like invisibly to it, like it wants to jerk you in one way or another. I don't know. I can't quite put my thumb on it. I was talking to a few other guys I was playing with yesterday about it, and they agreed that there's just like it looks like it's fine, but there's just something that's just a little off about it. So I don't really know. I can't really get into too much detail there, but like I said, the guns feel weighty, they feel punchy, the hit markers feel punchy. All of that is fantastic. Although I will say, you know, you'll get into a gunfight and it's like you'll hear 3 or 4 hit markers like doo 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 doo, like, and it really feels like you're shredding somebody, and then you wind up dying. And then so when I would watch a kill cam, even though I would hear those 3 or 4 hit markers, the guy would only look like he got hit with 1 bullet. So I don't know what's going on there. They need to do a better job syncing that. I don't know if it's hit reg, which is, you know, let's face it, it's always been terrible, at least the last 4 or 5 years. But, you know, they need to figure that out, because it'll sound so good, it'll make you feel like you are just ripping through a guy. But then you lose a gunfight, and when you watch the kill cam, it only looks like you hit him with 1 or 2 bullets, even though it sounded like you hit him with 9. So I don't know what's going on there. But that's kind of where I'm at in general with the, with the gunplay, man. I think all in all, it's better than it's worse, and it feels really good. The aiming, something feels off about the aiming, and the hit markers not doing what they sound like they're doing is a little odd. But hey, what are you gonna do? I guess you can argue that it's beta, but this game's supposed to launch next month. Yeah, I don't. Anyway. Okay, so on to the third point that I think is good. The maps. I actually didn't mind the maps. As a matter of fact, the one map, Scud, that most people seem to hate, I actually loved it. I mean, is the color palette a little dry? Yeah, sure, but I mean, it's a shooter game, bro. It's not an RPG, right? So, like, who cares? But the maps, the 3 or 4 I played, I think I played Derelict, I played Scud, I played I forget the name of it, but it's the one everybody's played, with inside and outside the building, upstairs, downstairs, but all of the maps, they had really decent lanes on them, nice little workarounds, in the middle of the maps, and all in all, it's definitely a huge step in the right direction for their map design, because let's face it, these maps have been hit or miss since Modern Warfare 2019, right? Which arguably the 2019 game probably had the better maps, I think, in the last 4 or 5 years or 6 years, or however many COD games have come out since then. It's hard to keep track. But I will say that the maps are good. They've got good lanes in them. They've got multiple stories to them. You can tell some of the maps were kind of designed with the Omni movement in mind. You know, so, you know, big up on the maps. But I mean, how much can I really say about the maps, dude? You guys have been making maps since 2001, man. Like, you know, by now you ought to have this shit mastered. It shouldn't be a hit or miss thing with every game that comes out, especially when they're yearly releases, right? So, um, those are the good. I know it's it kind of sucks to only have 3 good points to touch on for what I have in my good category, but it is what it is. You know, happy beta, guys. On to the bad. Now, keep in mind, guys, all of this is subjective. Don't hate me, you know, for my opinion. It's just my opinion. Some of the things I dislike, other people may like. And some of the things I thought were good, other people may dislike. It is what it is. At the end of the day, guys, we can agree to disagree and still be friends, right? So let's get started here. Number one, the feel of the game, right? Overall feel of the game. It's fucking terrible. Okay? This Call of Duty has never felt more sluggish, if you will, more just unpolished. And it's crazy to say that because a lot of the game is polished. Like I touched on the way the guns feel. They feel great. You know, the maps are good. So it's not that it's not polished. It just feels weird. Like something ain't right. It's extremely sluggish. I don't know if that's, you know, got a lot to do with the movement system in the game, or what, guys. But something here is amiss. Something is off. This game does not feel like a game that's going to be ready to launch in a month. No way. It almost feels like it feels like an idea, you know, something that was thrown together to present to investors to say, hey, this is our vision. It definitely does not feel like a finished product or close to a finished product in a beta. You know, it feels like early stages of an alpha. It does not feel like it's ready, man. I don't know what else to say about it. Sluggish is probably the best term I can come up to put what I'm trying to say in a word. It doesn't really feel good, man. It feels like it's not quite all the way put together. Like there's no cohesiveness to it right now. It's like, you know, somebody's idea that was thrown together to say, hey, look, you know, this is what we'd like to do, kind of thing. So that ain't saying much for a beta launch when your official launch window is like 6 weeks away or 7 weeks away. It's not, there's no way in hell this game's going to be ready by October 25th or November 25th, whichever. That's just my opinion. Even if it is 2 months away, it's not going to be ready. Now, back to the Omni movement, you know, it looks so stupid. Like when I'm watching other players do their mid-air twirl arounds and let's run into the wall but then go up and over the wall, all while not falling straight to the ground, which is what somebody does after they dive initially, right? It's just, it looks retarded. I'm sorry to have to say that, but it does. I think it looks more stupid than good. It definitely feels better than it looks, but that's because you can't see yourself. It's not like you see what you're doing. I can just see what some of these other people look like and some of these other players when they're doing their whatever it is they're doing. It's pretty wild. It's gonna take some getting used to. It's definitely, again, I think it's one of those things that's probably better on paper. Just my opinion. I mean, don't get me wrong. Some of it I'm sure is pretty cool. And you can probably pull off some pretty cool stuff, get you some really cool clips. So, again, there are good sides and bad sides to it. I'm not completely knocking the Omni movement. I do think the game is better for it. I'm just not in love with it at the same time. And that's a bummer because I really wanted to be. Okay, so loadout screens. Okay, where you pull up your gun and it's like you add your attachments and stuff. So there is no fucking indicator on the attachment slots that you've unlocked something in. None. Okay, unless you catch it like in the screen between multiplayer matches where it puts everything you unlock, and let's face it, everybody skips that anyway. Like, I would literally, if I leveled a gun, I would pull it up and I would have to click on every single attachment slot and open it just to see if I unlocked anything. Like, it doesn't tell you, it doesn't highlight an attachment slot that you unlock something in. You know, your gun hit level 5, and so now you've got a laser you can unlock. But it doesn't tell, there's nothing there that gives you any kind of indication to let you know that you've unlocked anything. So it's like literally every other level, I'm going to my loadout screen for the gun I'm using, and I have to click every single fucking slot to open it just to see if I unlocked anything for it. And that is just so stupid. That's so lazy. You know, make the damn thing blink or something so people know, oh, hey, I've got something unlocked over here in this attachment slot. Why is it that we have to open every single one every other match to find out what it was we unlocked, man? Like, that's just dumb. It's a waste of time. This is 2024, bro. Like, I don't care if this is like, what is this shit? I mean, that's ridiculous. You have no idea how annoying it is to have to go to your loadout thing every other game, every 2 games or whatever when you level your gun, and literally have to click on every fucking one to find out which one you unlock something for, if you unlock something for it. Okay? And speaking on loadouts and unlocking shit, why do these guns have 40, 50 fucking levels to unlock shit for? Like, what? And at the bottom of your screen it says it's a double XP weekend, but these guns level slow as shit. This is by far the slowest and grindiest fucking Call of Duty I have ever played when it comes to leveling guns to unlock attachments. Brother, I played for hours and hours on the MP5, and I think it's like a level 14, and there's like 45 fucking levels to it. Like, that's not, and that's with double XP? Oh, something ain't right here, y'all. Y'all forgot to flip a switch or something. Because there ain't no fucking way. There's no way. This is not a fucking RPG where you're grinding to level 100, man. This is not Path of Exile. It should not take me fucking 4 days to level 1 gun. It's just, like, what are we talking about here? You know? Moving on to the next bad point. There's already cheaters in the game. There are already hackers and cheaters running around in your fucking beta. You know, and speaking of cheaters and running around, what's going on with the anti-cheat system, man? Why is it reactionary? Like, why is it not in front of these things? Why is it still reacting after these cheaters get to jump in the game and ruin the experience for everybody else? Oh, and then at some point, your anti-cheat system will come along and catch them. Like, whoop-de-fucking-do. Like, you're supposed to be detecting these things and stopping this before it happens, bro. Okay? Like, nobody wants to, you know, it's like people putting up cameras to deter people from breaking in their house when they're not home. Okay, well, guess what? Motherfuckers are still gonna come in your house when you're not home. They're still gonna take your fucking shit, and they're gonna leave, and you're still not gonna know nothing about it or be able to do anything about it until it's too late. You're gonna come home, you're gonna review your footage, you're gonna say, son of a bitch, but you still lost everything those people took. So yes, it's nice to have something like an anti-cheat or cameras at your home, but it doesn't stop, it doesn't change anything. If a cheater wants to jump in a game and rob your experience, they're going to do it. If people want to kick your door in when you're not home and take your fucking shit, they're going to do it. Period. So either get a better fucking system or stop pretending like we have an anti-cheat system set up in here when in all reality, we fucking don't. All right? Because we already know what you do for all your little streamer and content creator people. Alright? Don't fucking, not all of us are fucking stupid. Okay? Activision. Okay? Yeah, so there's already cheaters in the game. It's like opening weekend for a closed beta, specifically for people who pre-purchased this shit game Okay? And we can't even have a good experience because you've already got cheaters running around in the fucking game. And what are you doing about it? Nothing. At least not up to this point. So, kudos to your fucking anti-cheat system that you've had in place since, what, Caldera? And this is where we're at. So, that's the fourth tip on what's going on bad here. Now, let's move on to number 5. Yeah, there's a number 5. The spawns in this game suck. They're horrible. Who the fuck is working for you? How long have these been people working on competitive FPS? It's like, what the fuck? These spawns are ridiculous, dude. You got people spawning behind me in the middle of the map. They're not, like, what? Why are we going backwards with where people spawn? Spawn points should not be difficult to fucking do. You put one on one end of the map and you put the other on the other end of the map. People should not be spawning specifically behind me 50 feet from where we start the match. It's terrible. It's horrible. I don't give a damn if it's beta or not. Whoever thought these spawn points were okay, bro, they should be fired immediately. The spawn points are terrible. Okay? Moving on to number 6. Why do I feel like I have to open and close and restart this game 5 fucking times just to play it? Why is it that you make me launch a Call of Duty headquarters to then pick the Call of Duty game I want to play, which now makes me close down the Call of Duty headquarters, reopen a different version of Call of Duty that I like to play, then I have to quit that and restart it. So this is a 3rd time now I'm booting your fucking game to play your game. Why? Who thought that was a good idea? Somebody please help me out here, man. I feel like I've got to open and close your fucking application 9 fucking times to play your game. Why? That's not okay. That's fucking terrible. See, you've already got me in a fucked up frame of mind before I even get into my first game. That's just absolutely terrible, man. Like, what in the fuck? How is that? How does that translate into a good experience for the player, man? Why do I have to open your game, pick a game, close your game, open your game, restart the game? Not to mention there's a goddamn update that requires a restart every fucking time I log into the game. That's just ridiculous. Why not apply the update before I fucking log in, man? I don't understand, bro. There's no way. You're the biggest gaming production company on the planet. On the fucking planet, bro. You are worth several of billions of dollars. And you deliver the worst possible user experiences ever. Like, this shit is not okay, man. Like, you guys, Call of Duty has literally become the John Madden of first-person shooters. That's not a good thing. Madden sucks every fucking year since, like, fucking 2017. And then there were ones that sucked before that. Every fucking year, it's the same bullshit. It's the same engine. You're giving us back features that, oh, we're bringing back the old prestige system. Really? From fucking 15 years ago? That's where we're at? You guys, there's just no creativity in this shit anymore? Even if the old prestige system was better, that's not my point, man. My point is, this is Madden FPS fucking 2024. That's what this is. It's terrible. It's fucking terrible. I'm moving on to point number 7 under the bad category. The graphics. What is this shit? These graphics suck. They're horrible, bro. Fucking Cold War looked and felt better running than Black Ops 6. And now look, keeping it a buck, Cold War is probably one of the 2 better Call of Duty games we've had in the last fucking 6 to 7 years. You know, Cold War really wasn't that bad compared to some of the other ones we've got. But this dude, the multiplayer looks like shit. Now, I'm not one that can speak to campaigns. I haven't played a Call of Duty campaign since World at War. I don't play Call of Duty for the campaigns. Hell, I didn't even fucking play Call of Duty before the Warzone iteration. Okay? So I could care less about a campaign. I'm sure the campaigns all look pretty good. They've all looked like they look pretty good. But can you let this engine go, man? Can you get yourself a new fucking engine, please? Because this shit it's dated. It's old. It's been reused so many fucking times, man. I mean, come on. Back to you being the biggest game production company on the planet, man. You guys are worth billions and billions and billions of dollars, dude. And you can't give us the state-of-the-art, most up-to-date tech for the games you release every fucking year. It's 2024, why are we still playing on a 2019 engine? Which arguably was from 2017, because I know that game was in development for a couple of years. I just don't understand it. Do y'all not give a fuck about us at all? You want to burn our wallet and that's it? See you next year? Oh, in the meantime, here, continue to burn your wallet in this fucking store? Dude, the graphics they're shit. They are shit. It looks like every other Call of Duty game we've played since 2019. It does not even look better, not even in the slightest. Not even in the slightest. Cold War looks better than this fucking game. And you know what? And this brings me to the last point I'm going to make, and I'm going to wrap it up here, man. Obviously, I think that at this point, this is pretty fucking obvious. My overall experience with this beta so far, with this game so far, has not been a good one. There's been way more bad than good. 3 times the bad, actually, than the good. And brother, that means you got a whole lot of work to do, and there is no fucking way on earth this will be ready by fucking October 25th. You guys are going to take our money again, bend us over a barrel, make us take it up the you-know-what with whatever it is you guys have to offer at the time, and then fucking 2 years from now, it may be a decently well-rounded experience, but it won't even be great then. Because none of your last ones since 2018, 2019 have been great. Some of them have wound up good. Modern Warfare 2019, in my opinion, was okay. A lot of people disagree with that. I think it was okay. Cold War was okay. Vanguard was okay, I thought. Hell, Vanguard had the best multiplayer experience I've had in a Call of Duty game since 2019. You know, I know not a lot of people vibe with the World War II, but there's a difference between not vibing with what the game's about or is set in versus the game just being absolute dog shit. Hammered dog shit. Okay? This game is not ready. This game is not ready. Stop putting out Call of Duty games every year. Start putting them out every other year. Because this game is not anywhere near ready for fucking launch. This game still feels like it's in its inception stages. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, you know. My girlfriend was nice enough to pay for most of this game. You know, she gave me $50 towards this $74 piece of fucking dog shit. And I was, you know, thank God I got an awesome old lady, but then it's like I get into the game and I almost fucking hate it. Like that's not okay. So I tell you what, man, these devs got a lot of fucking work to do in the next fucking 6 to 7 weeks, and I just don't see it happening, guys. But anyway, that's where I'm gonna stop this now. You know, Hot Chips, Blow TV, thanks again, guys, for watching. Appreciate the love and support. Hope you liked the video. And, yeah, I don't know that I'll be playing much more of the beta weekend. We may revisit it next weekend to see, you know, if anything was patched or, I don't know. This game needs such an insane overhaul. I don't know that any of these issues can really be fixed by next week, but we'll still stop in and we'll give it another playthrough on the open beta weekend, and I'll make another video touching up with you guys on it then, and you guys be good, take care of each other, and God bless. Until next time.